And I'm really excited to bring up Howie of Yelp, ABQ.
Thank you. I really liked your last, how you answered that last question, by the way. Really appreciated that. Wow, what an amazing room of people. I'm going to try to make this as brief as possible so that we can really have some good question and answer time. But my name is Howie. I work for Yelp. I'm a community manager for Albuquerque. And I understand that I have 3 questions that I need to answer for you guys. And I'm going to do my best to do that as efficiently as possible. But it's why I work for Yelp, how the Yelp business model works, and then, how can you, the biggest challenges that I face as a community manager. So I'll start this out by giving you a little bit of background. When I applied for the job with Yelp, I had been laid off. I was stuck in the midst of the recession, and this guy over here with the baby Bjorn makes me think a lot of that time. I didn't know what to do. I was a stay-home dad, and so I started Albuquerque's first dads group on Meetup. Over the course of about 3-4 months, I had 50-some dads from all over the city. I had a dad in Gallup. We had dads from every walk of life. And we would go around Albuquerque with our kids in our baby Bjorns, and we would just do things like go to Explora, the zoo, whatever, and we would be dads together. When I interviewed for Yelp, they said, we need a community manager, and you're doing that right now. You're just doing it because you like it. We need someone who can do that for Yelp in Albuquerque and really connect people with the best local businesses, organizations, everything that's happening in Albuquerque that makes Albuquerque unique. And I said, I'll take it. Let's go. So why do I work for Yelp? I work for Yelp because I love my city. I love this city. I'm a writer. I'm a community manager. And Yelp allows me to bring all of that together and sort of generate this goodwill for the city. So if you can give me the first slide here, I'll show you how I do that. We throw events all over the state. I don't know if you have it. You didn't have it? That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so as a community manager, what I do is I identify people all over the city that contribute really useful content for businesses of any kind, organizations of any kind. And we recognize that that's the reason why people use Yelp in the first place. They want useful reviews, they want content that they can use no matter where they are. So my job is to identify those people and connect them immediately to really great local businesses. And I do that in a lot of different ways. I have a newsletter that we put out every week. I sit down with small business owners all the time and help them understand how to have that discussion online with their reviewers. But I also take those everyday Yelpers and bring them to businesses. I've been doing this for 5 years, and our community has grown exponentially. I'm now a senior community director. There aren't many of us across the country. And I want to believe that the reason why that happens is because people just like you in this room, they come to Albuquerque and they go, well, there's a lot more happening in this city than I ever imagined. I got to Yelp it. I got to tell people about it. I was at an event on Saturday at Brixton's downtown, brand new restaurant, terrific new sports bar. And one of these Yelpers came in, and she's been here for 3 years. She's military. She's in the military. Her first year here, she got divorced. She has 2 kids. She had a hard time adjusting to Albuquerque. She was on a plane a few months ago, and someone was telling her about the Yelp Elite Squad, and she said, well, I already write reviews for Yelp. What is this elite thing that you do with, okay, there are all these events that happen, and is this happening in Albuquerque? Okay, I'm going to check into this. And she looked into it, and she became a Yelp Elite. And she told me on Saturday when she walked in the door, Howie, I love this city because of your company and because of all the things that I discover. I have realized that I absolutely love living here, and I'm not leaving. That's what we do all across the city and to a larger extent across the state. So how does Yelp make money? What do we do? How are we put together? Yelp makes money off of advertising. It's that simple. So if we have a community of people who are adding useful content and consumers are saying, I'm going to spend my business or my money at a local coffee shop instead of that Starbucks, then we know that that business owner at that coffee shop is going to find Yelp useful and they're going to advertise on the site. It's as simple as that. I don't sell anything. I don't ask businesses to spend money, connecting these people to their businesses. I have absolutely nothing to do with sales or advertising. So I don't have an agenda when I walk in the door of a business owner. And finally, what was the last question? I'm trying to, the last question, what? The challenges I face. So I'd say that there's a few. First one is identifying community influencers who provide the useful content. So that's a challenge that I have all the time, identifying people who are going to continue to give us great content that tells us more about this city. The second part would be demystifying the myth that Yelp is bad for business. Online feedback is happening. This conversation is happening. My job, a big part of what I do, is sitting down with business owners and saying, you know what, you can use this. This is useful for you. You can use it as a marketing tool. You can actually, this can really improve just overall how you do as a business every year. So I have to work on that. That's a big part of what, especially here in Albuquerque, we have a lot of longtime business owners who think that whole online conversation doesn't matter. It does. It's huge. It's how people make consumer decisions now. And my third would just be a quick note about this being the poorest state in the union, typically, if we're always sort of wrestling with Mississippi. But, this is a consumer-based company, and I'm trying to get people to go out and spend their hard-earned money. And that's a bigger challenge in a place where people don't have a whole lot of that to spend. But that's going to be a challenge that any person who lives here faces when they're running a business, doing their everyday thing. So I think that's something that we all kind of embrace as like part of the trade-off. We get this beautiful, incredible climate, this incredible culture, incredible food, and so many other things that we can say about Albuquerque. And yeah, we're not going to be, we're not going to have the highest salaries in the world, but that is a challenge that I have.